Everybody, Jody Genealogy, and today we have a little story. This is Jody, your guide through the weird, the wonderful, and occasionally terrifying world of genealogy. So grab your tea and maybe your shovel, and let's unearth some secrets. Michigan is defined by its water, but those who live here know the Great Lakes hold more than just shipwrecks. Today we're exploring the most enduring legends of this Mitten State, stories that have been whispering in the old-time lumber camps, cute, quaint coastal towns, city streets that are centuries old. We're gonna deep dive into terrifying legends and ghosts of Michigan. And starting off is a snake goddess of Belle Isle. Long before Detroit was a skyline, the Ottawa people told of its chief's daughter of such a breathtaking beauty that she was constantly pursued by men. To protect her, the chief had placed her what they called Belle Isle, a beautiful island that's over 900 acres big. Wide, big? The legend, according to the lore, the chief sleeping bear placed his beautiful daughter on the island for safety, where she was protected by snakes, earning her the title of the Snake Goddess, formerly known as the Rattlesnake Island. No, no way could anybody get me to go to Rattlesnake Island. No way. Forget about it. No way would I be there. The location was haunted by the Lady in White, a spirit ghost who is sometimes seen dancing or transforming into a white deer. No, white deer I can handle, but not rattlesnakes. That would be a no. According to the legend, these protectors transformed her into an immortal snake goddess. Well, that sounds nice. I would like to be a goddess. She was cited as the Lady in White, or a majestic deer that just vanishes into the thickets. She is said to be the island's eternal guardian, and some believe that if you hear her, you are under the protection or a warning. Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of the feeling you get. Is it good or is it bad? The old Presque lighthouse. Am I saying these words right? I don't know. In 1991, George Paris and his wife moved into the keeper's cottage at Old Presque lighthouse to act as its caregivers. He was a beloved local figure who took immense pride in the history of the light. After his passing, his wife was stunned to see the light in the tower was glowing. Wow, that would be a little creepy. Despite the fact that the lamp had been permanently disconnected. I've actually been there. I love it out there, but it's so remote, there's like nothing out there. It was actually disconnected by the postcard, so that's a little creepy. And it happened years prior to that. A young girl who was exploring the tower alone, she returned and she had told her parents that she was talking to a nice old man. Well, that sounds like him. In the tower's lamp room. Wow, interesting. It was later found that nobody else had been to the tower at the time. The girl correctly identified the man as the former George Paris from a photo. And there is an actual photo hanging in the lighthouse tower. You can take a tour. It's all fun. They have a cute little gift shop. Skeptics have climbed the tower while the lighthouse was visible from the road, only to find the room pitch black and empty upon entering. Many believe that George simply never left his post, continuing to guide the ships across the dark waters of Lake Huron from the great beyond. We have the Lake Michigan Triangle. Yes, it is. There is definitely a triangle going around Lake Michigan. It can be a little creepy, scary, and rough, stretching from Ludington to Benton Harbor and across to Wisconsin. Hi, Wisconsin friends. The Lake Michigan Triangle is the graveyard of the unexpected and the unexplained. In 1891, a schooner with Thomas Hume vanished. All hands. Not a single piece of driftwood was ever surfaced. No bodies, no ghosts, no nothing. Well, maybe the ghosts. I don't know. Well, there would be ghosts by now, right? In 1937, Captain George Donner disappeared from his locked cabin on O.M. McFarland. While the ship was in the middle of the triangle, there was a number of disappearances, shipwrecks, and plane crashes. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a triangle of weirdness. Identified flying objects as UFOs, and unidentified submerged objects, which I guess, I don't know, is a USO? Also have been spotted in this area. Beyond the disappearances, pilots report strange magnetic anomalies and time slips. Oh. Well, I would like to go back in time, I have to say. I wonder if I can catch a ship time machine. That would be cool. There are strange magnetic anomalies. Whether it's a portal of simply unique inland sea, physics of the lake, that stretch of this water remains one of the most avoided regions for the superstitious factor. And the dense forest surrounding the felt mansion of Saugatuck is the Melon Heads. There is a dense forest surrounding Saugatuck, and the legend of the Melon Heads, well, this is kind of creepy and oddly weird, has terrified teenagers for generations over and over. The story claims that a group of children with a condition causing enlarged heads. Well, I kind of have a big head, I don't know, I'm from Michigan, I guess. Were seen nearby, kept in asylum around Saugatuck, and they were described as large-headed humanoids or bulbous large craniums. That sounds also like an alien, kind of. Why does this sound alien-like, right? It does sound a little alien-like. These people come out from hiding and they've been said to like attack people. That's odd. And they were released into the forest or ran into the forest surrounding the asylum. Well, that's weird. Obviously they wanted to escape. Eventually they escaped into the woods where they became feral and retreated from society. Now, I haven't found an asylum. I did some research, but I did find like a boarding school, a convent, a police station, and even a prison. But I didn't find an asylum, but a prison, asylum kind of sounds like that. So there was a place, there was a building. It probably was real of some sort. There was sightings of large-headed figures darting between trees that still persist. If you find yourselves in the back roads of Allegan County, where I grew up, keep your windows rolled up. You never know. The Ada Witch in Finley Cemetery. The Ada Witch is the site of one of Michigan's most famous hauntings in the mid-1800s. It goes a little bit something like this. A woman was caught in the arms of her lover by her husband. In a fit of rage, he murdered her on the spot. Since then, her spirit has been wandering the cemetery, the river, the creek, the road, and the bridge. Passers driving down the town of Ada will often see her in the road, just standing there. Witnesses describe a woman in a flowing white dress, often accompanied by a faint green mist, or the sound of a woman weeping. Unlike many vengeful spirits, the Ada Witch is said to be peaceful and appearing as a kind of sad, translucent figure that disappears the moment you speak to her. Now here's the crazy part. I was deep diving into this a few months back into the story, and I wanted to give like more of an account of what was happening here. So I looked and deep dove into the facts of the person that was being accused of in the cemetery, and the details were completely incorrect. So this person that I found in the cemetery was not It's not actually her. This ghost cannot be her. The story cannot be real according to her. It could be real, maybe way back when, but this isn't the person they're accusing of. Does that make sense? People had blamed the wrong person for many years. But the wandering spirit still remains. So who is it? I don't know. So if you're driving through Ada at night, keep your eye out. And if you see her, ask, what's your name? Maybe we'll finally figure out who this person is that's wandering around. It could just be a ghost. The ghost of Minnie Quay, the town of Forester, was once a bustling lumber port, and Minnie Quay was its most tragic resident. In 1876, the 15-year-old was forbidden by her mother from seeing a young sailor who she loved. When his ship was lost in a storm, Minnie's grief was absolute. On a spring day, she walked onto the town pier and leapt into the icy Lake Huron waters. For over a century, locals have reported seeing a young woman in white dress standing on the shore, just staring over the horizon. She's looking out for her lover's ship. That's very, very sad. It's a local tradition to leave a small trinket on her grave to appease her spirit or just give her a nice memory, as many believe her loneliness can be felt by anyone who walks the beach alone at twilight. Okay, so here we are, we're coming across on Find a Grave, and here's this poor Minnie's where she resides in the cemetery with her family, and this is the current headstone, and I believe there was a different headstone before, if I can remember right. So this is a newer headstone, and this is the pier that stands today where she had walked off. You can still see some of that same pier today. She had went to the back of the pier and just leaped off. She was so distraught. And here you can see here, this is the Quay Cemetery where she's at. And this is where she's buried right here. And here is a newspaper article. We will get into that. And here is Minnie's picture. She is absolutely beautiful. So pretty. Here's some more pictures of Minnie. She's so pretty. And there is her headstone. A lot of people come and visit Minnie and drop their condolences, leave a little rock or a little trinket to be left behind. And here is Minnie's original tombstone from long ago. It probably withered and wasn't looking so good, so the family had gotten a new tombstone. Let's take a dive in here and look at her obituary. Let's go back here. There it is. Let's pull this up and read this obituary. Now, I'm not going to say certain words because of YouTube, because you know how YouTube is sometimes. So I'm going to blow this up and take a look at this, what it says. And it says, "We learn from Dr. Oldfield of this place these particulars of a sad case at Forester on Thursday. The doctor was present at the inquest Thursday evening, which was held by Justice Ford. It seems that for some time past scandalous stories have been in circulation about a young girl named Minnie Quay, daughter of James Quay, a carpenter by trade. These stories have been bandied by the community with the usual recklessness of gossip and scandal, and coming to the ears of her parents, caused them to talk to the young girl in a matter that must have cut her to the heart. She wrote a note to her mother, charging her of being too severe with her and asserting her innocence. And about 3 o'clock on Thursday afternoon, went down to the lake and threw herself from the north side of the dock. She was seen by her younger brother from the house. He gave the alarm and the parties proceeded at once to search for the body, which was found in about 1 hour, about 10 rods from where she was seen to jump in. She was 15 years of age. At the inquest, a medical examination was held, which failed to reveal any evidence of truth of the stories concerning her. The sad event has cast gloom over Forrester, but doubtless gossips and scandal mongers will look for some new victim. That is so sad. And Minnie, I'm so sorry all that happened to you. My goodness, you were a beautiful girl. And, you know, it just goes to show that we have to be, you know, careful with what we say and what we do with people's lives. Because, you know, you never know. And this is one of those really sad examples. And if you're going by her grave site, you know, drop a trinket, drop some little stone, or just some well wishes and prayers for poor Minnie. Paulding Light, near the town of Watersmeet in the UP Peninsula and Upper UP, Michigan. UP stands for up north, is a mysterious light that appears every night at the end of the gravel road. It arises, it changes colors from white to red, and then fades away. The local legend tells of a railroad brakeman who was crushed between 2 cars. Oh, that's awful. While trying to stop the train with his lantern, the light is said to be his restless spirit, still trying to signal the engineer. In 2010, a team of engineering students claimed it's merely a highlight of the US-45 being distorted by the atmosphere. And I don't know about that. I mean, okay, but no. They're still ghost people. Now, come on. However, those who have stood up to the UP air and watched the light dance toward them aren't so convinced when you see an actual ghost that this is a scientific explanation. I don't think so. Now, Michigan is defined by its water for sure, but those who live here know the Great Lakes hold up to more than just shipwrecks. Well, I hope you enjoyed my legends and my ghosts today. I just thought I'd give you a little bit of creepiness before you head out in the Michigan wilderness or just the woods where you're from. And hopefully these spooky stories don't scare you as you're camping by the campfire come the summertime. Spring is near. I'm super excited. I hope you enjoyed this little video. And if you like videos like this or true crime or creepy stuff or history in general, this is definitely the right place to be. So like and subscribe. Where did it go? I don't know what side it's gonna be on. Okay, have a great day, everybody. Bye. Love ya.